During the Biden administration, she had no problem whatsoever with tens of thousands of people crashing our border each and every day, not knowing what impact they had in our communities with regard to fentanyl crisis, fentanyl abuse, fentanyl distribution, vaccination rates, and the like. Since the border's been secured, fentanyl crisis has decreased significantly. She supported those open border policies.
Happy to publish the information and hear
I'm
the
sure you
facts. I work because I think our kids deserve better.
Mm-hmm.
I think the people who got addicted and died deserve better than you.
Addicted
and I'll tell
died.
you, yeah, tens of thousands here. As you published misinformation, as you got more people addicted, as you got paid to develop an app so that more people could get more opioids and die.
I got
But here's
to
the
walk at my
fact.
college graduation. I got to walk at my college graduation.
And I'm so glad that you then went on to kill tens of thousands of people in New Jersey, including children, as they got. You just broke the law. In fact, your campaign right now is under federal investigation for how you illegally got access to my records.
Mr. Chiavarelli, you get 15 seconds.
The difference between me and the congresswoman, I got to walk at my college graduation. I've never broken the law. She had
The state of Wyoming just voted in favor of a bill that would impose harsher punishments on anyone convicted of a child sexual crime. And it passed, even though every single Democrat voted no. I just have one question. Why would anyone vote against harsher penalties for people who are kids?
And I said, I'm not scared of a germ. You know, I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats. And I know this disease will kill me. Like if I don't treat it, which means going to meetings every day, it's just bad for my life. So for me, it was survival, and then the opportunity.
He's had a very interesting life. I mean, the bear thing. Remember the bear that he killed in the park, and then snorting cocaine off a toilet seat. Why did the? Ew! Who does this?
Just a few days ago, Jesse Jackson died. Jesse Jackson was one of the many people in the civil rights movement who not only fought for people and their rights, like me for example, but he also fought for the right for us to vote. Now you hear this stuff all the time about voting being important, voting being a privilege, and that voting for the right person can not only elevate but improve the lives of all Americans. And while I'm thankful for Jesse Jackson and the rest of the civil rights movement for giving me this freedom, the choices are rather trash.
He the Trumpster, y'all, keep it Trumpster. He the Trumpster, y'all, keep it Trumpster.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. And understand the difference here. Understand the difference here. Moving forward. Understand the difference here.
From the past few presidencies and quite recently the Epstein files have taught me is that we can't be putting faith into people who are greedy. We can't be putting faith into people who are in for their own self-interest. We can't be putting our faith into people that say good things and give you fluffy words and make you feel warm. But we know that's all bullcrap.
This morning's jobs report. More than 250,000 jobs in December. In 4 years, the economy created 16.6 million new jobs, the most in any single presidential term. We've created jobs every single month I was in office. During my presidency, we saw the lowest average unemployment rate of any administration in the last 50 years. And battling through the worldwide effects of the pandemic, Putin's war in Ukraine, and supply chain disruption, inflation rate is down to nearly 2%. These are simple, well-established economic benchmarks that measure the strength of any economy and the success and failure of any president's 4 years in office. I believe the economy I'm leaving is the best in the world and stronger than ever for all Americans. So I think that's what we have. We'll see what the next president does.
I tell people I don't vote because I don't like what these people stand for. I don't like what these people push. I don't like the agendas. I don't like the rhetoric. I don't like the lies.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
In February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file, along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
You're supposed to be, you guys are supposed to be leading the country. And numerous times, people are called out for their hypocrisy, their scandals, and their vices are on full display.
I have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Like I've said millions of times before on this channel, everybody likes to talk about Trump.
Everybody wants to talk about Trump. Not to say he's not a shady person. He's got a lot of skeletons in his closet. Stormy Daniels being one of them.
Again, Donald Trump is a criminal. That stuff with Stormy Daniels alone should have counted as a factor of why he shouldn't be the president. The conviction is the icing on the cake. But let's not act like he's the only bad president. Obama is claimed to be the greatest president of all time. Says a bunch of people. But this man is literally a war criminal.
Nobody likes to bring up the fact that Obama has something to do with all those drone strikes way back in the day.
Those drone strikes killed, I don't even know how many innocent people. Yeah, he's given an accolade.
Just 11 months on the job, and he's now a Nobel laureate.
I receive this honor with deep gratitude and great humility.
He was cited for re-engaging America in global diplomacy, yet his Peace Prize came days after he ordered thousands more troops to war in Afghanistan.
My grandparents were telling me that because I don't vote, I don't have a say in how I don't have a say, or like I don't have the right to complain about how things are in the country. But I think that's the opposite, because I didn't vote for these people. You know, I didn't vote for I didn't cast my vote so certain people can be sworn in and mess up things even further. Right? I didn't. It's the people that voted that let this happen. And now you complain? You got the person you wanted. Why aren't you happy?
Higgett was abruptly fired last month from the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service, based here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. The reason given for the firings of 125 probationary employees at the Bureau: poor performance.
I had my last review on the 1st of January, and I had the highest rating you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
You voted for Donald Trump?
I did.
Do you regret that vote?
Yes, I do. To cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. I expected more from President Donald Trump.
I was being criticized for not liking Kamala Harris, and a lot of people thought it was because I didn't like her because she was a woman. That is very far from the truth. I am not a misogynist. The only reason I don't like her is because she's not very confident. When I'm thinking leader, I don't think her. You know what I mean? Like, if I want someone to be my commander-in-chief, right? She would not be the first choice. She would be the bottom of the barrel. Not only could she not tell me one piece of legislation that she was going to input into office, but she also has a tendency to repeat herself over and over and over again.
Do not.
Just spouting a bunch of buzzwords and saying that we're going to turn the page. Literally, in every interview I've seen her in, it's heavily edited. It's pampering. It's safe. It's trying to free her from any sort of bad look or any mistakes. But what it ends up looking like is that she's fake. Not to say that Donald Trump is not fake. He is fake. He's very performative. A lot of them are. But don't tell me that she's a better option. That's why I don't like these two-party voting system. I don't like it. Why should I have to vote for these two options that I know are? You know, I watched this Sneeko video not too long ago. Yes, I watched Sneeko. Big surprise. And there was this guy that Sneeko was interviewing, and he said,
"There's people that it's conversations that people aren't having, especially just men. They're not having these conversations because of, let's say, cancel culture or like being politically correct. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like what's correct and right by people, not just groups of people, you know, in general. We're at a time where we need to all hold hands or it's all going to go down the drain. And we all, the earth is,
Why do you think they're trying to divide us?
Because it's easier to control people that aren't unified. That's why jobs don't want unions. Starbucks.
And I think that makes so much sense, because when you have different people, different groups, right? They're not unified, they're not coming together. It's easier to control these people, obviously, because when you can control different groups, you can pour different types of propaganda and different types of ideologies and make these people think, oh yeah, this type of way is better than whatever those people are doing. Because our way of thinking is better than those people are inferior. When I watch that, you know, it makes so much sense to me. Another reason why there shouldn't be just a two-party system in the government. I'm not a huge political guy. I'm not. But I'm not stupid. Why the hell would I vote for any of them? The only reason Kamala was even on the campaign run was because Joe was too incompetent. What's the word? He couldn't fend for his own because of his age. As the result of the coup that the Democratic Party put Joe under, they put, oh, you know what? Kamala's here. Oh, she's a better option, right, guys? People forget that not voting is an option. You don't have to vote for these people. There should be a third option instead of just black and white, you know? Not everything is black and white, because there's gonna be people in between, you know, that are like, you know what? I don't agree with any of these. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing. If anything, America should be more willing to be like, all right, we gotta do more than just blanket statements, empty promises, and comfy words. For the longest time, we've just been okay with the bare minimum of promises. And look, America is in climbing debt. We keep interfering with other countries' conflicts, getting us into more trouble. Oh, and surprise, surprise, nobody has any real privacy. Almost like there's no freedom in the land of the free. Oh my God, I just spit some facts and I wasn't even recording. God damn it. All right, basically what I said was, America, you deserve better. The government has proved time and time again that it doesn't want to change for the better. It wants to constantly control you. It wants to feed off you like leeches from its greed, and it wants you to remain a sheep. Stop being a sheep. You deserve better. And if voting has taught me anything, is that change doesn't come by a ballot. Sometimes it comes by force or resistance. I don't know, man. But anything is better than what we're dealing with right now. All right, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I know what people might say, that you're not being a patriot and whatnot, but screw all that noise, man. Because you're a person, you're an individual. You have the right to think for yourself and not listen to solely what the government tells you or what the news tells you, because all of it is catering to some sort of agenda. There aren't exactly any good guys in either party. Everybody's looking for a hero, everybody's looking for a leader. But the general public, we can be our own leaders. We can be. But people think, oh, I'm just this and that. I'm not in the government. I'm not into politics like that. I'm a nobody. You know? Have faith in yourself. All right? Believe in yourself. All these puppets and talk pieces say the things that they think are what's best for America. Hell, I think even the talk pieces don't know that they're pawns and that they're puppets. Stop solely believing people that you see on TV, that you see on ads, that you see on the internet, telling you how to think a certain way. Me not voting doesn't make me any less of a patriot. If America doesn't change, it will fall. And not only will it fall, the damage will be irreversible. Have a good night.